In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to remove your eye cover and perform basic eye maintenance on your crossover marker. The only tool that you're really going to be needing for this is a 1/16 Allen wrench, and you're going to stick it through the side of your eye cover there, and just go ahead and loosen up that set screw for your eye cover. Once you have it completely loosened up, I usually just kind of pop it over to the left and to the right just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And I'll also expose this corner so you can kind of put your finger up underneath there and pop that eye cover off. So on the back side of your eye cover, you obviously have a pocket where that set screw will sit. And obviously that's what we loosened up to remove the eye cover. You just want to make sure that you kind of keep this whole assembly together and make sure that you don't lose that screw for your eye cover. We'll just kind of set that off to the side there. Now you can also see that we have our eye and our ball latch, or ball detent as a lot of people call it. As far as basic maintenance goes, I would typically take out the ball latch and kind of pop that eye out of the pocket there and go through with either a Q-tip, or a lot of people like to use the little pressurized cans of air, the same thing that you would use for like cleaning the keyboard on your computer, and just kind of go through and either wipe down with your Q-tip or kind of blow it out using that pressurized air can. Just get all that paint and debris out from that area. You know, every paintball gun out there, from time to time, you know, will break a ball. Okay, that's part of the game. You know, you just want to make sure that you keep these eyes well maintained and clean at all times. You don't necessarily have to take them apart after every game, but if you ever do break paint in there, it's a good idea to take it apart and kind of clean out that area. Make sure you get all the paint, dirt, or debris out of there. And you know, like I said, just kind of go through with your Q-tip or your can of air and clean it out real well. Once you have it all cleaned out, you're going to want to make sure that when you put your ball latch back in, you put it in facing the correct way. You can see that the taller part, or the open part of the ball latch, is facing towards the barrel. Okay? And all you're going to do is just kind of roll that over and just drop it into place. Okay? Just kind of make sure you got that dropped into place like that. And you can kind of see our eye is sticking up out of place. You're just going to want to make sure that you get that kind of support. It almost supports up against the ball latch there. And it's in its pocket. Okay? Now once you have that seated back into its pocket, it's time to put our eye cover back on. Go ahead and put that back on and tighten down our set screw for our eye cover. Now when tightening that down, you want to make sure that you're not wrenching on it too tight, but at the same time you want to make sure that it's not going to come loose while you're out there playing in the field. You know, the worst feeling in the world is to go out there, play, look down at your gun and see that your eye covers are missing. So you want to make sure that they're nice and snug, but not overly tight. I like using this, it's just pretty much an Allen wrench screwdriver, I would call it. It's not your typical Allen wrench with that L shape to it. The L-shaped Allen wrench, you can really apply a lot of torque to it, and you know, it's very easy to strip one of those screws out. And then you can never get your eye cover off, or you strip out the body of the crossover, and they're really expensive to replace the body if that ever happens. So you just kind of want to make sure that it's nice and snug. Hand tight is typically sufficient, maybe just a little bit over hand tight. But like I said before, you don't want to wrench on it and get it too tight. Okay. Once you have those eye covers back on and in place, you can turn the board on, you know, to the electronic option and make sure that the eyes work properly. Obviously, you'll tell that they're working properly when you pull the trigger and there's no paint in the breech, it's not going to fire. If there's you know, any kind of dirt or debris in there and the eyes are on, it's going to fire whether there's paint in there or not. So that's a good way to tell whether the eyes are working correctly or not. You know, the eyes should work correctly after you get them all cleaned out, and that's pretty much just the basic maintenance of the crossover eyes.